So hello everyone, in this video I am going to explain you about the chapter light. So I am going to give you a basic introduction about light. So the very first question that comes to our mind when we open the chapter light is that what is light? So it is a physical quantity that incidents on an object and makes it visible. So what is the meaning of this sentence? Suppose I am in a dark room. This is my eye, and suppose this is a box. So I cannot see this box in that very dark room even if my eyes are wide open. This is because there is no light ray present in that room. And then suppose I turn on the tube light of that room. So the light ray from this light source will incident on this box, incidents on an object, incident on this object, and will enter my eye. So now I can see this object due to the presence of light. So that is why light is known as the sensation of vision. So light is a form of energy and electromagnetic wave which travel from one place to another without any material medium. Light can travel from one place to another place without any material medium. It can also travel in vacuum. The speed of the light is highest in is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. It is highest in vacuum. It is the highest speed of light in vacuum. So the next thing. So there are two types of objects. This is the very basic concept. Objects, we will write it here. And there are of two types. One is luminous and other is non-luminous. So the object which can produce their own light. So some examples are, suppose sun is a luminous object. It can produce its own light. So we can also tell some artificial sources of light in the category luminous. So they are tube lights, bulbs, torches, and etc. And in non-luminous. So non-luminous objects are those objects which cannot produce their own light. So most of the objects around us are non-luminous and they are reflected back. Suppose our study table, this whiteboard marker, it is also a non-luminous object. Moon is also a non-luminous object. So let's proceed to the next topic. So let's proceed to the next topic, which is reflection of light. Reflection. So there are two types of reflection, regular and diffuse. So now I will discuss about regular reflection. Diffuse reflection I will discuss later on. So let's discuss about regular reflection. So when a light falls on an object, the object sends this light back. The process of sending back light which falls on the surface of an object is called reflection. So suppose when light falls on an object, so that object sends that light, this light ray, the light ray which falls on that object. So this object sends that light ray back. So this phenomenon is known as reflection. So in order to study light, we need an apparatus which can produce light. So in this, so now I will just explain with the Suppose this is a mirror, plane mirror. Through plane mirror, regular reflection takes place. Regular reflection takes place on a smooth surface in which the light ray uh, reflected back a parallel to the right ray which are incident to that surface. These all are parallel. Okay, so let's proceed to our topic, which is reflection. So let's draw a mirror, plane mirror. So this is a ray box. Draw a box here. And let's consider this is a, suppose this is a bulb, and we will just do a narrow slit here so that light can come. So this is an incident ray. Incident ray. Incident ray. And the ray which is reflected is known as the reflected ray. Reflected ray. So in between we will draw a normal which is perpendicular to this surface, to the plane mirror. So normal is an imaginary line. I'm not good at drawing straight lines. Oh yes, nice. So this is the normal which is perpendicular to this plane mirror. Okay, it is an imaginary line, so we can also draw it as a dotted line. I have drawn this to show you all. So the angle between the incident ray and the normal, let me write it, normal, is known as angle of incidence, and the angle between the normal and the reflected ray is known as angle of reflection. So before proceeding, we need to know some things. So the first thing, this is an incident ray which strikes the surface, strikes the plane mirror, which comes, and the ray that is reflected is known as a reflected ray, and the normal is a line, and this is known as angle of incidence, and this is known as angle of reflection. All these things I have explained to you all. So let's proceed to the laws of reflection. So the first law states that, let me write it, laws of reflection. So the first law states that the incident ray, normal and the reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. So this is a plane mirror. So suppose this is an incident ray, I am drawing it small. This is an incident ray coming, striking the surface, and the ray which is reflected is known as reflected ray. And this is the normal, I am drawing it with an imaginary line. So see, they all are lying in the same plane, in the plane mirror. So the next law states that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So this is a plane mirror, and this is an incident ray striking the plane mirror, and this is the reflected ray, and this is the normal. This is incident ray, and this is reflected ray. So the angle between the So the angle between the incident ray and the normal is I, and it is reflected ray between and the normal is R. So angle I is equal to R. This thing is there in the second law, which is angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So suppose this angle is 45 degree. So this angle will also be 45 degree. And one more thing, to find this angle, this part, we just subtract this 45 from 90. So 90 minus 45 is 45 only. This will also be 45. Okay, so next thing is, so one more thing I will explain you. This is a plane mirror. So if a incident ray will come in straight line in parallel to the perpendicular to the plane mirror, then it will reflect back in the same direction. So this one is incident ray and this one is the reflected ray. So one question related to this. You can just pause the video and solve it. Suppose this is a plane mirror and an incident ray is coming and it is reflecting off, and this is the normal. I cannot do straight lines, just so this is the normal. So the angle between the incident ray and the plane mirror is 35 degree. So find the reflected ray and the incident ray. So let's proceed to the solution. So I explained you that to find this, we just subtract it by 90. So 90 minus 35 is 55 degrees. So 55. So this is 55. So if this is 55, then the reflected ray will also become 55 degree. So answer for this is 55 degree. So thank you everyone for watching my video. Please like, subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.